Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. Presents Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert, a show that shines a light on spiritual growth, health, purpose, and financial education. It's time to emerge and begin to live out your dreams, walk into your destiny, while making a difference in the lives of many.
Welcome to Women Emerge with Dr. Mellisa Lambert. I am your host, and it's always an honor and a privilege to come before you another Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Wow, I'm just excited again just to always come before you to share the truth, to talk, to have a dialogue with you. Again, welcome back to Women Emerge. And I'm excited to be your host on today. And today I am just like, I can't wait to share. I really can't. I have so much to talk about. So let's go into it, right? I'm going to share something very close to my heart, as I always do. I believe that prayer does change a lot of things in our lives. I am a person that lives by faith. I have a faith income in everything I do. I decree and declare over my life over a lot of things, and I see God do exceedingly abundantly above all that I can even ask or think or even desire. Affirmation is so powerful. That's one thing I believe. So I normally shift what I say each and every day so I can really begin to see the manifestation of it all. I am thankful that God created me as a woman where I am like, I can hear his voice so clear, and he would give me that idea, and then the Holy Spirit and I be getting to work together, and then this idea is formed. I can remember 2 Sundays ago, something happened to me. And what was meant for a person to receive a blessing, a prayer of blessing, it turned around and the person began to really just go off. And I'm sitting there like, whenever people go off, I know there's a spirit behind it. So normally whenever people start going off on me, their little tantrums, I am quiet. That's a time when you were scared because Melissa's quiet. God is working on something with this young lady, right? So I normally allow God to fight my battle, and I let him fight it as I am silent, okay? So as I stayed silent as this person was going off over, I don't even know what they were talking about, but they were going off. All I did was send them a prayer. It was just a simple prayer, and this person just went off. That's when you know that they still need some work to do when it comes to their relationship with God. If you go off when somebody's giving you a blessing, you just basically curse your own self, right? So in that moment, in that point where, you know, for them it was a curse, but for me it turned around to be a blessing. And let me explain why it became a blessing. It became a blessing because I ended up writing a book. I ended up writing a book from all of this. And it blew me away with what God was doing, right? And I am still like dumbfounded, like I cannot believe that I wrote this book. I can't believe it, you know, and I'm in awe. I'm still in awe with God with this book. And I can't wait for it to be released. Right now, it is going in the pre-launch stage. And not only do I have one book, so remind you, that was 2 weeks ago for the first book. The first book is called 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the Woman I Love, Providing Love and Leadership through the Word of God. Oh, that's not the book. That's the book for the man. That's the second book, y'all. So the first book is 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the Man I Love. And then about a week and a half later, this past Sunday, God downloaded this book. He said, if you're going to write one for the wives, yes, the wives are the ribs for the man, but, they're still the head of the house. There should be a book that they are now reading, they're now doing, they're now activating, they're speaking life over their wives and speaking life over themselves, right? So I wrote another one called 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the woman I love. So you have for the man I love and for the woman I love. But the difference with the man's book is I have 12 husbands. I wish I did this 12 wives I should just go ahead because I'm still in production with that book, but I have 12 husbands that wrote the message of this book. And when I tell you it's sick, it's beyond sick, okay? It is unbelievable, and I'm just in awe. Every single day I think about it, I'm like, you did that. So let me just kind of share what inspired me. Right in the first book, which is the 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the Man I Love, I sent a prayer, as I mentioned, to somebody. Not the fact that I didn't love him, but I wasn't in love with him. We were just kind of in just getting to know each other. So I sent a prayer to that person, but the person take the prayer out of context, and I was like, wow, you out of all the things, you just took 2 words and was dissecting them like, you're weird, And I said and the Spirit of God said, just imagine this person, they're broken. They need not only they need the love of God. They're lacking the love of a mother, and they're lacking the love of a woman, right? So just imagine as a wife or a fiance, or if you're a girlfriend, but you're in a God-ordained relationship. Just imagine how this right here, just you sharing scriptures, you speaking an affirmation, you praying, you decreeing and declaring over this person each and every day, how impactful that could be for that person. I said, you're right, God. I said, there's so many wives. I was a wife before, and I wish I had this book in advance. And I wish the 2 of the books were given to me and my ex-husband. We would have been married today, because again, we would have been building our relationship on the foundation, which is God, His Word, prayer, and communication, togetherness, and that really was really inspired me. What inspired me was the fact that I know how much this book can help us ladies as wives, how it's going to give us that sense of peace of mind that we're doing more than just cleaning the house. We're doing more than just cooking for our spouse. We're doing more than just taking care of the kids. I am praying for him. I'm covering him. I'm speaking life over him. I'm also reflecting on myself to see where I'm going wrong, and vice versa for the husbands. Now I'm praying over her. I'm speaking life over her. I'm reflecting on my doing, what I'm doing, and I'm also speaking life into me as well. So both people, the husband, the wife, now that we are doing something together in sync, what's going to happen is God is going to enter in. The enemies no longer have a stronghold over the marriage. He doesn't have his ears to the ground in your marriage. He don't have his ears to the door in your marriage, right? So I want you to realize the reason why I wrote this book is to see the family back together. There is a big gap right now, a very big gap right now about where we are. A lot of us don't, as a couple, I always say there's a few things that I would say about 4 to 5 things that causes a divorce. One, there's no prayer happening, faithful prayer, like consistent prayer over this house, over each other, right? That means the foundation of God is not present, right? Second, there's no communication. You're not communicating the right way. You're not talking to each other. You're talking at each other. You're yelling at each other. You're too busy working, so you only see each other's back going out the door, right? 3, if you're not if you don't pray, you're not communicating, you can't really trust each other. So I can't trust that you got my back. I can't trust that that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. I'm not going to be able to trust that because we're not communicating that information enough to be able to receive and feel that trust. And 4th thing is, if I'm not praying for you, you're not praying for me, we're not doing praying together. If I'm not communicating, I can't trust you. Do you think I'm going to be open to sharing my money with you? How much money I have, where my money is, where my money's going, how we're going to build. If I'm not open to share, that means I'm not open to build. That means we're in stagnation. That means we're not creating legacy. We're not creating a time where we can say, once we retire, we can really truly retire and live in the half of one world and live in the other half another world, right? Be in another part of the world and in another part of the world this time, because now we plan for that. We know each other's money and ins and out, right? That's where that communication, trust, and now go into money. And the last thing, so we talked about prayer, we talked about communication, trust, right? Prayer, communication, trust, money. The 5th thing is you don't know my love language. You don't know what I love. You don't know if I like gifts. You don't know if I love words of affirmation. You don't know nothing. You don't know my love language. And that is the thing about us all. Like, we have to understand just in itself, just what that looks like for us. When I think about the 5 love language, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. Those are the 5 love language. I don't know if y'all know Dr. Gary Chapman. He's the one that wrote the 5 love language. If you don't have that book, get it. That's a good book to read when you're married as well, right? So that's an amazing book. I love that book. But do you know do I prefer word of affirmation? Do I prefer acts of service? Do I prefer receiving gifts? Do I prefer just having quality time? Do I prefer physical touch? What is my love language, right? So not praying, not communicating, not trusting, not opening up with your money, and not knowing each other's love language is what really causes a lot of marriage nowadays to fail, right? You fall out of love with each other after all that, right? So I want to bring back the love to our marriage. I want to bring back hope, trust, God, right, into that marriage. So that's why I wrote these 2 books, and to really bring us to that place where, we can really begin to both covering each other through prayer. I realize that if women need daily prayers and affirmation for their husband and fiance or their future husband, then guess what? Men also need the same tool to cover their wife, fiance, and their future husbands, future wives. I'm sorry. So I really want to be able to have that into each and every one of us. So again, you're tuned into Women Emerge with Dr. Mellisa Lambert, and I am really expressing to you today my 2 newest books that are coming out. They're going to be on pre-order this month. I'm going to be pre-ordering. You can place your order. They're not going to launch until October, though, because I want to be able to get them all. I want to sign them, and I want to mail them out to you with a nice little gift. So I am excited about that. I can't wait to start this journey. I want to create that community with us all. I want to be able to, my degree is it's in psychology and counseling, with a minor in marital counseling. So I want to be able to utilize my professional skills, but also with being an author and a prophetic voice of God, I want to be able to activate that as well. And I truly believe that this is a season for that. And I'm thankful that God allowed me to begin to use me in this mighty way to do this. And I thank God for my contributing authors that decided to write so far. I mean, when I tell you they're coming in, the book theirs is done. I was able to finish their book because guys, it's easier to write because they don't really read a lot. Ladies, we read a lot. So, I went in on us, right? But the guys, I kept it nice and simple, not too long, not too short either, but I gave them good and quality meat, right? So their book is actually finished. I'm just waiting for a few more of my collaborative authors to send in their message so I can add that to the book, and then I will send that over to my team so we can start the process of formatting and designing. So definitely stay tuned to that. So what does that book consist of? So inside the book, you're going to find in the ladies' book, you find, they both have the same. You have scriptures, you have prayer over him and her, affirmation, declaration, and for the ladies, you will have reflection. In the guidebook, you have 12 different it's 12 months. So each month have a husband that is giving you a message for what that month is. And to me, that is so powerful. In the ladies' book, I did it different from the guys' book because I shared how each month focused on a different theme based on the 5 love language. So I did that differently for the ladies. So that's why I said that their book's a bit, longer than they have more meat than the guys, but the guys also have a different type of steak, right? They got the steak, y'all. They got the New York steak. Because I really wanted them to hear from themselves. So that's why you have the 12 contributing author. They only wrote the first part, which is the first page. The first message you see for January, for February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that is the message from that specific person. The remaining part of the book, from 1 to 31st, I wrote myself, right? So I'm going to make that very clear. My contributing authors wrote just the message, and I wrote the other part of the book, right? So I'm excited about that because I truly believe once you get it in your hand and you make it us thing, this is something I do daily. It takes less than 5 minutes to read it, honestly. Just imagine you make this your devotional it's 365, so every single day, faithfully, every day, and you pray without ceasing. That's what the Bible says, pray without ceasing. Just imagine every day you and your wife is on one accord doing this together. Do you see how powerful this can be? Like, just amazing, right? So you're going to hear the power of God's word in this book. You're going to be praying. Prayers to me is built around covering, right? The affirmation to me is built on confidence, and together you all can create legacy. That's the focus point for me when it comes to the husband and the wife. This isn't just about relationships. I want to make sure y'all make that very clear. It's about leaving a spiritual inheritance that changes generations. Because when you are happy in your marriage, your children can experience that. They can see that. They can grow into that and say, "Well, my mom and dad was happy," Or some kids would say, "All they did was argue, so I was glad that they weren't together." Or I couldn't wait to get out of the house because all I saw was them just arguing, and it was always tense in the house. Right? You don't want that. Remember, kids learn from what they see. So if they're seeing, and they also can feel something is off. I know a couple. I mean, every time you go around this person's husband, oh my gosh, he squeezed the living light out of the environment, the room. You can feel him sucking the energy out of the room to the point the kids be like, oh, is he okay? And we be like, we don't know, he on his period or something. That's what I'm like, he on his period or something, because like that don't make no sense. Like, you just sucks out the energy out of a room, right? That's the type of person that needs multiple counselors. God included, okay? That part. Okay, focus, Mellisa. So, again, you're tuned into Women Emerge with Dr. Mellisa Lambert. I'm telling y'all about what's coming on this month. I am so thankful. I'm writing 2 books at one time. I wrote 2 books in under 3 weeks, y'all. That's a record for me, a record. And I'm excited about these 2 books because, one, I already got the first book for the singles, right? 21 Days of Prayer for my for my future husband, right? 21 Days of Prayer for my future husband. And then God said, okay, now let's go after these wives. All right, God, then here we go, 365 days of prayer and affirmation for the man I love. Then God said, why are you only focusing on these women? I know you want a Woman Emerge ministry, right? You have your Woman Emerge ministries, but we need to get these guys here too. They need to emerge too and take their rightful place. Right? So he said, let's write 365 days of prayer and affirmation for the woman I love, and the first one was for the man I love, and now God said, write the one for the woman I love. So I'm like, yes, Lord. So now I have those 3, and one of the collaborative author, or the contributing author, him and I will be writing the book for the youth. So now I've covered the entire family. The family's under attack, y'all. We need to cover the family. And I'm going to share with some facts to you so you can understand why. Here's some facts and trends when it comes to in marriage today, right? In the U.S., I'm talking about the U.S. because that's where I'm at, right? In the U.S., divorce rates for first marriages hovers between 41%. Isn't that crazy? While divorce rates overall are trending downwards, gray divorces, separation among those who are over 50. Can you believe that? You over 50, why are you getting separated? I mean, you've come this far. I was speaking to somebody, and he's in his late 50s, and his wife decided she don't want to be married no more. And I said to myself mentally, I was like, she's 50 years old. Why you don't want to be married anymore? Like, and then after she got divorced, she, like, a year or 2 later, she's like, I made a mistake. And the guy was like, well, I'm remarried. Y'all know guys don't waste no time. I'm surprised they ain't married. My ex-husband ain't married yet, right? They don't waste no time. They go out and they come in because they don't like to be alone, right? So it dawns on me, like, I don't know, if you're in your late, again, I always tell people, if you're not happy, don't stay where you're not happy. Your happiness matters. You matter to yourself, right? So if it doesn't please you, speak to God, pray about it, say, God, this is not for me, and I can't do this anymore. And, let God release you from that. Sometimes you can truly just stay through it and pray through it, and sometimes you just cannot, right? I would never force anybody at all to definitely stay into anything that does not help them or make them feel like, they're valuable or they're worth being in this relationship, right? Because you find sometimes you're in a relationship that you are feeling like, even though you're married, you're single. Y'all sleep in separate rooms, y'all live in separate lives. So, but you just married just on paper. Make that make sense, right? So the common stressors, I know for a fact, when it comes to, we talked about contributing to a failed marriage, includes poor communication. I talked about that. Infidelity, financial strain, reduced intimacy, and emotional neglect. Yeah. That's the main stressors that Americans here in America feel is feeling this why marriage fail. And the other thing is rising issues like, you know, domestic violence issues, right? Which is responsibility are unfairly avoided. You know, that's different shifting of how sometimes people are going through, I need my space, I didn't get time to grow, right? So you find, some people getting tired of life, right? That's one of the raising issue. And you find, because of all these, situation of how we're living today, a lot of people are stressed. They start putting their hands on their lady, or vice versa. You got some ladies that put their hands on men too, Not saying either is right, but it's happening. So why does this matter? Why am I releasing these two books, 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the Woman I Love, and 365 Days of 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the Man I Love? Why? Because we need to bring back God in our relationship. So why this matter? These are not just statistics, y'all. What I just shared is not just statistics. They are signs of deep relational crisis. Marriages today face emotional drift from lack of meaningful connection. Marriages today faces trust issues from unresolved conflict or infidelity. Marriages today face spiritual disconnect where intentional prayer and affirmation do not anchor their relationship. The ripple effects are real, y'all, affecting mental health, the well-being of children, and the legacy of families. So, listen, I'm not going to be with y'all long, but I really want you, if you are a husband, you need to pre-order this book. If you are a wife, you need to pre-order this book. If you are a fiance, man and woman, you need to pre-order this book. Get your copy. So how does the 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation book provide the solution? I'm going to give you 5 reasons. 1, it does build communication through prayer. That part. It builds communication through prayer. Each day devotion helps each person, the couples, speak life, healing, and faith over one another, bridging emotional and spiritual distance. I hope you heard me. So you as a man, married man, or going to be married man, you as a married woman going to be a married woman, the reason why the 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the woman and the man I love is a solution to these divorces and these failed marriages. It is because, 1, it builds communication through prayer. That's the first thing. Second, it models healthy love languages by focusing on words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and receiving gifts. This book offers practical ways to meet love needs, prevent neglect, and foster unity. Y'all doing it together, y'all. It's not me by myself. It's we doing it together. Okay? Now that's powerful. The third reason why I believe that the 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation books will provide the solution is it creates a daily spiritual routine or a rhythm. Beat by that rhythm, right? It creates a daily spiritual routine or a rhythm. Consistency in prayer and affirmation forms a protective shield around relationships. Some things that therapy alone can't establish. I want y'all to hear that. It will create daily spiritual rhythm, consistency in your prayer life, and affirmation forms a protective shield around relationship. This is something that your therapy session alone can't establish. All right? Fourth, the fourth reason why I believe the 365 Days of Prayer and Affirmation for the Woman and Man I Love book is a solution, is it restores equality and respect by encouraging acts like affirming your spouse, praying for them, and serving them purposefully. These devotionals reset relational balance. I want you to hear this word, reset. It does what? It reset relational balance. And lastly, I told you I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I do believe this book is a solution to failed marriages or those who are going to be married, okay? The 5th one is transform souls and build legacy. Transform souls and build legacy. Beyond fixing problems, these devotionals help couples grow in faith, character, intimacy, and spiritual purpose, shaping marriages that transcend crisis and bless future generations. This is such a powerful book. And I am thankful, again, very thankful for the understanding of knowing how this book is going to be helpful. It's going to be helpful for so many of us, those who are married, those who are engaged, and those who are, still in the process of waiting for your spouse. So with divorce impacting 4 in 10 first marriages and emotionally disconnection growing, praying combined with affirmation isn't optional, y'all. It is necessary. So your books empower. This book, I truly believe, will empower every man, every woman to become the spiritual leader, the spiritual individual that they are within their relationship. So I'm thankful again that you're able to tune in and to hear this. And I'm asking you, this book should be like, my goal is to see like thousands. There's so many marriages. Like, I would love to see 10,000 of these books. That means 5,000 couples. I would love to see 10,000 of these books between now and the end of the year go. So when January 1st hit, y'all start fresh from the start together. That's my goal. I want to see over 10,000 of these 2 books being sold. Now, that's like 20,000. Well, that'd be good. 10,000 couples. I'm proclaiming 10,000 couples to have this book. 10,000. That would be perfect. Well, let's shoot for 25,000. Listen, I just want everybody, everywhere in the world, to be able to get this book. I truly believe it will make a difference in the life of so many. Thank you again for tuning in to Women Emerge with Dr. Mellisa Lambert. I hope that you found this really helpful, because I know that this is going to impact so many of us. And as we continue to understand where we are today in life, marriage is a unity that God created from the beginning of time. And it's the most safest, loving space that you can be in when you're with the right person. And Even if you're with the right person and you're like, well, my marriage is good, prayer is always good too. Covering your husband is always good too. Doing some devotional and building each other's strength, physical strength, spiritual strength, emotional strength together is good too. So take this time to share this with every person you know. I want to be next year, before the end of this year, I want to create a calendar for 12 months. I want to be in every city, as many city and state as possible, and country as possible. I want to be, by the end of December, I want to give my calendar so you can know what state I am coming into, right? So I'm going to start establishing that calendar in November so everybody can tune in and look and listen out to when I'm coming into your city, when I'm coming into your state, because I know for a fact that this is going to really blow a lot of people away, and it's going to help so many families. It's going to help and touch so many lives. That is my prayer. That is my aim. That is my determination, to see and to hear and to know that the prayer of the righteous availeth much. And within our marriages, we have to start there. And I didn't forget you single ladies. So when I come to those events, I want to talk to everybody, because if you're single, you're praying for your kingdom husband, and when you do get him, you now have this book too. So you have the 21 Days of Prayer for my future husband, and then you also have this 365 days going right in. Prayer doesn't stop after you get him. Prayer starts more when you have him, right? And it will continue and continue and continue. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget, I will be putting up the I'm looking into putting up a website too, but everything you'll be able to see online. I'm going to have a QR code for you to do a pre-order. It's not on Amazon yet. I will get it on Amazon. I want to make sure I get it for in October. I will get it in September, end of September, so it can go live. But I don't want to start publicizing Amazon yet, because I want to do all the pre-orders to get those out. I want to make sure I'm able to sign your autograph, also invite you to the community, because I want us to stay connected, stay together, help each other. I don't want you to feel like you're alone on this boat. Marriage is great, but it's always good to know that you're doing something not only for yourself as a wife, as a husband. You have a group of us doing it together. The same thing with the singles, the 21 days, I'm starting that in October 1st. I want us to all come together, ladies, single ladies, and let's pray together. Let's believe together. Let's see God move for our own husband, not for nobody else's husband, but for our own, okay? So, again, thank you so much for tuning in. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. I did not want to stay here long, so I just wanted you to know that you can also follow me on Facebook. You can go to Mellisa, Mellisa S. Lambert. That's on Facebook and Instagram, and as well, I believe I'm on TikTok the same as well. If not, I think I'm under a Dr. Mellisa Lambert. All right. You can also go on to my Facebook page, Women Emerge Network, and also our YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe at Women Emerge Network. Very soon, God has been pushing my heart to start a ministry, and it's called Women Emerge Ministries. And if everybody knows, y'all know I'm always doing everything for our ladies. I would like to prepare us to be in that space, and to prepare our daughters, and to bring alongside our husbands as well within this movement of emerging. They're the emerging mans, right? So, but very soon I will be getting my ordination as a minister. I am finalizing my master's in biblical finance, my doctorate in organization leadership, as well as becoming a minister. And very soon after that, I will also get my chaplainship as well, to become a chaplain. So I am deep into really walking my God-given purpose. I don't no man ordained me, but God is the one that ordains me and put me to do what I do. And I'm thankful for all the leaders and those who are serving God on purpose and fulfilling the works of the Most High God. And I'm thankful that God has given me the vision to fulfill it, and I will walk truly on purpose. I will walk when he says, go where he says, do what he says. I will speak when he says, because I'm not at nobody's will but his. I will say, Lord, I decrease so you can increase in me, so your will, thy will be done. So I'm excited that that is also something that's coming along the pipeline, because I'm all about ministry, y'all. I'm all about leaving an impact. I'm all about, making sure that God's will be done. I'm all about God's let me continue to seek first the kingdom of God, because I know that everything that I have will be granted unto me when I do so. So this is the will of God that concerns me. I want to do his will. And doing his will is also, is me writing these books and getting these books in the hands of many couples and many singles and many young kids, getting out there, because we need God more than ever, y'all. We need him today. We need him tomorrow. We need him every day. Okay, so thank you again. Thank you again for tuning in. If you want to see other books that I've written, go to melisabooks.com, MELLISA books.com, MELLISA BOOKS. So that's melisabooks.com. You can also, if you are looking to get ready to transform your financial future, go to LambertLegacyFinancial.com, LambertLegacyFinancial.com. You want to start traveling? Listen, I got you there too. LambertTravels.com, LambertTravels.com. I do have my franchise through Dream Vacations, and I am excited even about that. You're gonna start hearing some cruises coming around. The biggest cruise I want to be hosting next year is called Celebrate Me Cruise. Let's celebrate us, guys. We haven't celebrated us enough, and it's time to celebrate us. So I celebrate you today. I celebrate you as a husband. I celebrate you as a wife. I celebrate you as a single mother. I celebrate you as a single father. I celebrate you as a child, as a young adult, a youth. I celebrate you. And guess what? I also celebrate me. So until next time, thank you again for tuning in to Women Emerge with Dr. Mellisa Lambert. I pray that you did find this episode helpful. Send this to a friend. Let them know there's something coming out this month, and you can't not just get it. It is $35 that covers the shipping and handling and the taxes and stuff that comes along with it. And I will autograph it, send it over to you, sign, autograph that part. Okay, that's the pre-order, because once it goes up on Amazon, it's going to be $39.99, y'all. Call it $40, okay? So in person, that book will be $40, because it's 365 affirmations. So it is a $5 discount pre-order, okay? So get your pre-order copy. It's $5, but $5 you can go to Wendy's and get a $5 meal for that $5, a $4 meal, right? So yeah, it's a meal you're saving, okay? So thank you again for tuning in to Women Emerge with Dr. Mellisa Lambert. I'm here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always see me if after all the episodes are done. You can go to all the 13 top podcasts and put in Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. Remember, my name is spelled 2 L's, 1 S, Mellisa. And you can go to Women Emerge Network on YouTube. Subscribe. All my podcast is there as well. So until next time, everyone, please do me a big favor. You ready for this? I want you to take care. I want you to take charge. And I want you to know that the best is still yet to come. Until next time, take care, take charge, and continue to be great. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Women Emerge with Mellisa Lambert. where Mellisa speaks with leaders, experts, and motivators who share their journeys and their stories through personal and professional growth, knowledgeable tips, and lessons learned that will empower you to grow. Follow Mellisa and Women Emerge Network on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at MELLISA SLAMBERT and at Women Emerge Network. And visit www.womenemergenetwork.com. Remember, when you know better, you can do better, especially when God is for you.